Indian Polity. Constituent Assembly GK Questions Set 1. Question 1. In 1922, who among the following had expressed that the Indian Constitution will be as per the wishes of the Indians? And the answer is A. Mahatma Gandhi. Question 2. In 1924, who demanded from the British government that a Constituent Assembly should be formed to frame the Indian Constitution? And the answer is C. Motilal Nehru. Question 3. By whom was the idea of the Constituent Assembly formally propounded? And the answer is C. M.N. Roy. Question 4. Who gave concrete shape to the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is D. Jawaharlal Nehru. Question 5. In which year did Congress pass a resolution demanding the framing of a constitution by the Indian people without any kind of external interference? And the answer is C. In 1936 AD. Question 6. In 1938, which person demanded the formation of a Constituent Assembly on the basis of adult franchise? And the answer is B. Jawaharlal Nehru. Question 7. Under which plan in the year 1942, it was accepted that an elected Constituent Assembly would be formed in India, which would frame the constitution after the war? And the answer is A. Cripps Plan. Question 8. By whom was the demand for the formation of a Constituent Assembly first presented in 1895? And the answer is D. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Question 9. What was the basis for constituting the Constituent Assembly of India? And the answer is B. Cabinet Mission Plan, 1946. Question 10. Where was the demand for the formation of a Constituent Assembly put forth by the Indian National Congress in the year 1936? And the answer is C. Phajpur. Question 11. According to the Cabinet Mission Plan, how many total members were to be there in the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is A. 389. Question 12. How was the division of total members decided in the proposed original constitution? And the answer is D. All of the above. Question 13. 292 members were to be elected for various provinces of the Constituent Assembly. How many of these Congress representatives got elected? And the answer is B. 208. Question 14. As a result of reorganization, what was the number of members of the Constituent Assembly in the year 1947? And the answer is B. 299. Question 15. How many representatives were there for the princely states in the Constituent Assembly reconstituted? And the answer is B. 70. Question 16. How many representatives were there for different provinces in the reconstituted Constituent Assembly? And the answer is B. 229. Question 17. Under the Cabinet Mission Plan, to determine the allotted number of members of each province in the Constitution-making Council, one representative was in proportion to what population? And the answer is B. 10 lakh people. Question 18. Who among the following directly elected the members of the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is A. Provincial Assembly. Question 19. Which province had the highest representation in the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is D. United Provinces. Question 20. The representative of which princely state did not participate in the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is C. Hyderabad. Question 21. From where did the B.R. Ambedkar elected in the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is A. From West Bengal. Question 22. Why did the Muslim League boycott the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is C. Muslim League wanted a separate Constituent Assembly for Muslims. Question 23. The member representatives of the Constituent Assembly were? And the answer is B. Indirectly elected by the people. Question 24. Who made the Indian Constitution? And the answer is A. The Constituent Assembly. Question 25. When were the elections for the Constituent Assembly held? And the answer is B. In 1946. Question 26. When was the Indian Constituent Assembly established? And the answer is B. 9th December 1946. Question 27. Where was the first session of the Constituent Assembly held? And the answer is D. In Delhi. Question 28. Who presided over the inaugural session of the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is B. Sachidanand Sinha. Question 29. Who was elected as the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly on 11th December 1946? And the answer is B. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Question 30. Who was the constitutional advisor of the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is D. B.N. Rao. Question 31. How many committees were appointed by the Constituent Assembly to study various aspects of the Constitution? And the answer is C. 13. Question 32. When was the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly appointed? And the answer is C. 29th August 1947. Question 33. Who was the temporary president of the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is C. Sachidanand Sinha. Question 34. The chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constituent Assembly was? And the answer is C. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Question 35. What was the number of members in the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is B. 7. Question 36. Who proposed the preamble before the drafting committee of the Constitution? And the answer is D. Jawaharlal Nehru. Question 37. Who presented the objective resolution in the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is C. Jawaharlal Nehru. Question 38. Who was the chairman of the Federal Powers Committee of the Indian Constituent Assembly? And the answer is D. Jawaharlal Nehru. Question 39. The proposal to give a constitution to India was passed by the Constituent Assembly. And the answer is B. 22nd January 1947. Question 40. The chairman of the Flag Committee in the Constituent Assembly was? And the answer is B. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Question 41. The design of the national flag was adopted in the Constituent Assembly of India. And the answer is C. In July 1947. Question 42. On which day did the Constituent Assembly finally pass the Constitution? And the answer is C. 26th November 1949. Question 43. On which day did the Constituent Assembly meet for the last time? And the answer is C. 24th January 1950. Question 44. How many present members of the Constituent Assembly signed the Constitution? And the answer is B. 284. Question 45. How many total articles and schedules were there in the Constitution finally passed by the Constituent Assembly? And the answer is C. 395 articles, 8 schedules. Question 46. How much time did it take for the Constituent Assembly to draft the entire Indian Constitution? And the answer is B. 2 years 11 months 18 days. Question 47. Who were the members of the Constituent Assembly by which the Constitution of India was enacted? And the answer is C. Nominated by the legislative assemblies of various provinces. Question 48. Who is considered the creator of the Constitution of India? And the answer is B. B.R. Ambedkar. Question 49. The decision to implement the Constitution on 26th January was taken because? And the answer is A. Congress celebrated this date as Independence Day in 1930. Question 50. What was the total number of women members in the Indian Constituent Assembly? And the answer is D. 15.